Well, Stephen, one of the things that's ingrained in my head from the original series is the music, both the
Mm.
score and the theme and the song choice. And I think you really honored the original with this series in that respect. And
Oh, thank you. That's a compliment. Thank you.
so give me a little bit of an insight in what you wanted to create with the theme and score, what you wanted to use with that element.
Yeah, I mean, obviously music is such a huge part of Queer as Folk, and it's super important to me in all my work. A lot of the music was also like embedded in the script from like the get-go. So I had a vision for what I wanted the show to sound like. But then our composer, Joshua Klebe, just actually sent us a sample. Like Joshua fought so hard and did such an amazing job on our score, and actually sent us like a sample of how they saw the show, and it just had that like propulsive, unapologetic like percussion. Like I wanted the score to drive our characters forward, because we don't waste any time in the show, and we also, our characters are making messy decisions, but we are not being judgmental about it. We are like we are driving ahead with them. And I think that the music just like brings an energy and an unapologetic nature to these characters.
Yeah, and it's incredible theme when it sort of kicks in at the end of an episode and just gives a kind of extra charge of
Yeah.
kind of excitement. It's right up there with the Golden Girls.
Oh, well, that's a huge honor.
Iconic TV thing. And what about the song choices? Obviously, you couldn't set a queer series in New Orleans without Big Frida being in there, the Queen of Bounce. So tell me a bit about what we wanted to bring with the song choices.
Yeah, we definitely have an eclectic soundtrack, and we wanted New Orleans bounce. We wanted some sissy music in there. Big Frida is beginning and end of our show, but we also have, we have a budget on this one. We get some Gaga, we get Bowie, we get Liza, we get Brockhampton. But we have the names, but there's also so many. What I was really excited and was really important to me when working with Jen Malone and Nicole, our music supervisors, was to create an iconic soundtrack of new music as well as iconic favorites. And I believe I described the ideal soundtrack as like a queer roller disco night from hell, was what I said to them, and that's what they gave me.
And what was your relationship to the original? Because obviously Russell T Davies knows how to write a story, and I love the way that there were some echoes and there's something in the structure there, but you've created something so fresh at the same time too.
Yeah, I mean, my first exposure to the franchise was with the American version, Alone in My Basement, when I was 12 or whatever. But then when I was a teenager, I started renting the British DVDs, and they really I just had never seen anything like it. It was so unapologetic, so queer, so punk. So, I mean, if you squint, you can really notice that there are character dynamics, love triangles, and some storylines that are pulled from the British series and American one as well. But, one of the greatest gifts Russell gave me, aside from the title, was, after reading and seeing the pilot, Russell was just like, it's yours. Like, it's so new. It's yours. Run with it. And that was such a gift, because I knew that he loved it, but I also knew that he saw what we were doing with it and trusted us. And that is just so, it's such a surreal honor for me. I admire him so much.
And something that was groundbreaking and quite controversial in the UK when the original came out was the depiction of sex on screen. What was your approach to sex in this new imagined version of the show?
I mean, you can't avoid it with this title. It is synonymous. Sex is synonymous with queer as folk and queerness. But for us, I really, we approached sex in a way that it's always pushing our story forward. It is hot and fun, but it's also can be complicated and messy and moving. And I'm really proud of our sex scenes in the show, because I think there are some in here that I think are we're getting to experience sexuality from characters that very rarely get to be able to be empowered in that way, and to be able to have like the core center of episode 4 being a crip rave, like a disabled sex party, is like, I think, one of the most exciting things. Like that for me is the reason to make this show.
A brilliant episode and a fantastic series. So congratulations, Stephen Dunn. Thanks so much.
Thank you. It's so nice to see you again.